Welcome to Steele the motherfucking show. Fellas, I'm hyped up today. I just landed from my flight. I know I had a longer travel day than anybody, but listen, I'm hyped up because my motherfucking guy, 7 innings, no runs. To me, I didn't care that you lost the game. I know you care more about that, but I didn't. 7 innings, no runs. My guy is back. How we feeling?
That was a good introduction. I feel a lot better now that I heard that. You
Good.
definitely just definitely hyped me up right there. It felt good. The past few starts I've like walked away from them like feeling good about it, like felt good with where my stuff was at, like made a few mistakes and just kind of got punished for it. Kind of felt like the other night, like, everything kind of just came together and I kind of got the results I wanted with it. And so it feels good to, get that under my belt and now just kind of want to, get in that like mid-season groove.
The I want to, me and Phil need to share our text messages during your starts. It's
I would
so
love it.
funny.
I would love
Like, Phil, is it like clean inning? Look at this motherfucker. Like,
it.
we're going crazy. Like, we're literally two schoolgirls watching it. It's unbelievable. But what I wanted to bring up is we were talking before about how and there's just no excuses in any which way what I'm trying to say here, but like every start you've had something happen during the game or what like Skeen's coming back, like all this stuff. And I'm like, finally, he's got all right, Brewers, nothing else. And I totally forgot about Council going back to the Milwaukee. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy, he's getting so much shit every start he's got. Obviously, it didn't bother you or anything, but did you even realize that?
Oh yeah, like I knew it was happening. I knew it was like his first game back, and I knew like what kind of welcoming they were gonna give him, like just the whole like Cubs Brewers rivalry dynamic. I had a good feeling they were gonna let him hear it, and I'm gonna be honest, it was louder than I thought it was gonna be. Like we were talking to the dugout, and we're like, "Eesh," like letting it eat. But I mean, it was kind of just funny. We kind of just like laughed about it, and then just kind of went about my business and pitched my game.
It's also kind of funny, like that's just for a manager, like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
yeah, it's like kind of cool. Like,
it would make me feel good if I was counsel, being like I was just a man. I'm not even playing. I have no impact really on the game, but that's how good of a manager you have now. You know what I mean?
he said something to the media. He was like, I just want all the fans to enjoy the game. Like,
Yes, yes, I saw that. He had like 40 cameras on him in the dugout.
oh yeah,
And I've always known the Brewers and Cubs are like rivals, but I now that I'm following the Cubs more closely and like I have a lot of my For You page is like Cubs fans now. So I see
yeah.
everything. And Brewers fans fucking hate you guys. It's kind
Oh
of awesome. Like, because I'm just used to Red Sox, Yankees, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
also like fuck the Mets. Like, that's my world. Now I'm in the Milwaukee Brewers and Cubs world. I kind of love it.
Yeah, the Cubs Brewers and then like Cubs Cards, like those two series every time, it's like there's always a little more like intensity to them just from like over the years, interdivision, like usually competing with them two teams at the top of the division, like trying to get into playoffs and stuff, especially towards the end of the season. I mean, when I was coming through the farm system, I remember all the time, them years of Lester, Arrieta, like them and making their playoff runs. Like it was always them, the Brewers, and like Council was managing those teams. But like them, the Brewers, the Cardinals were always good. And now like the Pirates and Reds, like, they got young, exciting teams. It's like it's an exciting division to like follow right now.
Phil, you agree with that or what?
I mean, I agree with everything you said. Like, it is an exciting division to follow, but I also will say that the Brewers Cubs rivalry, as fun as it is, doesn't compare to like the Northeast rivalries of like Yankees Red Sox or like
It
they're not gonna
does.
have
I would
rivalries
agree
because
with
they're
that. I would agree.
bad,
I
but
mean,
like
Yankees Red Sox is like
yeah, it's
the
historic.
number. It's like the number one rivalry in
And
sports.
the only reason, um, every time the Cubs go to Milwaukee, I feel like the Cubs fans kind of like pack the house too. So it's like not that interesting.
So this brings up like kind of a good debate. Like in all of sports, like what do you rank rivalries? Like, because like I know mine would be probably different from y'all's because like to me, like Alabama Auburn is like way up there for me. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
just like
Yeah.
for me, it's number 2 behind Yankees, Boston for me.
so yeah, Yankees Red Sox for me, no matter what, is
Yeah, number
one.
1 in sports.
My number two is Duke UNC. That's my number two.
Okay, that's a good
But
one.
that's
That's a
also
good one.
like a world.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a lot of people like
that's
would
a good
agree
one.
with
That's a
that
really
one.
good one.
Mhm.
And I mean, Alabama Auburn is, if you're a college football fan, that's
Yeah.
everything.
It's
Like
special.
they
It's
die
special,
for
man.
that game, especially
Oh,
with that return field
Yeah,
goal, whatever that was. That
I
was
mean, Marty, there's
insane.
also basketball now too. Don't forget Alabama basketball. Rico Bosco
yeah,
will tell you about
dude.
that
Dude,
rivalry.
Bama basketball is on the rise.
Fuck them.
Oh, Rico's gonna hear that clip and just like play it nonstop.
Yeah, he's not gonna. And he's just start calling Justin Steele his guy now. It's out. We lost him, Phil. We lost. We
We
lost
lost him bringing up
Justin
Alabama
to
basketball.
Bosco. um, but yeah, I feel like that's actually what I wanted to bring up too. Is the rivalries need to happen more. Like even Yankees Red Sox has cooled down a lot because one, like the
Red
Red
Sox
Sox
haven't been
haven't
good. You can
been.
say that.
Yeah, no, the Red Sox haven't been great. Like a lot of the same guys aren't on the team for a long time. They hate each other like back in the day. Like there isn't a lot of hate in sports really right now. I feel like in a lot of sports, like because it's hard because you guys are all professionals. Like how is that from a actual player's perspective? Because the fans is like I like NBA playoffs right now. I like that Anthony Edwards is kind of saying like fuck you to whoever it is, right? Like I
Yeah.
like that fire and it's like but you also don't want to be an asshole. I don't know. How is it as a player's experience in that
I
in like
think it
a
I think
rivalry?
it's I think it still goes on in baseball a good amount. You might not just hear or see any of it. Like there's definitely like some chirping that goes on like during the game and stuff like that the broadcast just doesn't pick up and then like sometimes it ends up escalating and I mean we had 2 guys tossed yesterday from our game from the bench, a guy that wasn't playing and then a coach. So it's like it's happening. Like you just it's just not always like covered really and but yeah, like I love that in sports. Like I love rivalries like like you're saying like in basketball right now, you're seeing like the players give like 110% effort like every possession and going hard, fouling hard and like things get chippy, like it matters more and like that's what sports is supposed like that's what it's supposed to be. Like that's what
Yeah.
you want to watch and that's what it's all about. So,
Yeah.
and I would say like closer to playoff time for even like baseball, not even necessarily playoffs, but leading up to the playoffs, like that starts happening more. Like people get a little more chippy, like
Hmm.
you're not necessarily playing how you want to play or something. You got a little fire in your ass, pop off to somebody. Like that's what happens. Like it's literally, dude, 162 is a grind. Like, like
A
you're gonna
long
get a little
time.
chippy sometimes. Like,
That
I was.
that's where like because Yankees Red Sox too, right? Like
Mhm.
they were at the top for how many years in a row. That also goes into a rivalry as well because
yeah.
and Duke UNC, all that shit. Like what's up, Liam?
No, I'll show you like 50 Red Sox hats I have over there. Like I hate the Yankees more than anyone.
I like
Like
that Liam
in
came
the living
on
room if
just
you
for
want.
that.
Like I completely agree. I'll try.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100% because it's like they were both so good, so they hate each other so fucking much. And it was always like who's gonna outlast who. It's like if the Cubs and the Brewers stay like competitive for 10 years in a row, 1, 2 every single year, play each other in the playoffs. That's just how it sometimes it takes a little while to even create one.
I thought Cubs Cardinals like
Yeah,
was
Cubs Cardinals. I would say Cubs Cardinals is kind of not up there competing with like Boston and New York, but like I mean the Cardinals have a ton of titles. Like,
Yeah.
history.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that one has some pretty good history to it.
What were they? They won like every odd year, right? And the
No, that
Giants
was
won like
That was the
every even year.
Giants.
that was the
Oh,
Giants.
Giants
so
won every
Cardinals
even year.
got it. I
I mean,
thought I thought they like switched for like
no, Giants.
4 years
The
in a row.
Cardinals only won in 2012.
Yeah, that
Got
was
it.
And
Giants. Giants with Bochy, Buster Posey, Bumgardner, Linscomb.
yeah, Lincecum I think was on all three.
Yeah.
But like Giants Dodgers is another great rivalry. Like I can't tell you how many like late night games I would stay up watching of like 1 a.m. Giants Dodgers.
Yeah,
Hey, people forget how good Tim Lincecum was.
Oh,
he was so good, dude.
Was
Like,
it?
video game cover.
yeah,
MLB 2K.
he was huge too. Like, he was definitely like a top pitcher everyone was talking about, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like now, dude, I feel like there's so many good pitchers and so many good like hitters. Like there's so many guys that you're like, is an all-star. You're like, oh shit, I didn't even know this guy was an all-star. Because there's so many now, you know?
Now, I was talking to the media. It was either after this past start or the start before. I was just saying, I was like, the game of baseball is like never been better. It's never like people are throwing hard, like harder at all in all aspects. They're throwing sliders harder, splinkers. They're literally throwing everything right now.
There's new
Like,
pitches being thrown.
and guess what? Like people are still hitting balls 450 feet, 120 something exit velocities. Like the game is at an all-time high right now. It's like insane. Like for like true baseball fans, like there's never been a better time than like right now to like be a fan of baseball.
And young talent too, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Like very like literally Juan Soto's what, 26,
yeah.
25.
25? Like
Dude,
that's
the Brewers have a ton of young guys.
yeah. It's like you said, I think it's definitely a great time for baseball as a whole. What was I gonna say? But yeah, back to your start real fast. Let's go back to your start because we didn't talk after your first start after the podcast. You you got into the seventh with 2 earned runs, right?
Yeah, with the Braves. Yeah.
Braves, yeah, 2 earned runs, and then you started the seventh inning. The bullpen unfortunately let up some runs for you. How did that would piss me off, and it's just part of the game, you know. It's like you're not blaming anybody. You can't blame your your bullpen, whatever. But it's like that's something in the stat sheet. I'm like, fuck. You can't just say like if you can't tell someone, I swear I didn't give up all of these runs really. It was just 1 inning and it got a little sloppy somewhere, you know? Like it's so
Yeah.
weird with baseball.
That's kind of why baseball is so weird and also like why it's so beautiful in the same sense. Like literally baseball, like as far as pitching goes, like it takes 9 innings, like you got to get 27 outs no matter what. It takes usually more than one person and like that's what's great about it. Like it's like you said, I had 6 good innings, like 2-run ball against a really good lineup. Atlanta's a really good lineup. And and then you get into that seventh inning. I forget exactly how it unfolded. I was trying to remember earlier. It was like there was a bunt or something, and I was like going
Yeah.
to field it, and I like ended up brushing Wiz. He was like trying to go to the plate with it. It was like a squeeze play. We didn't end up getting it out. Like it was just like some weird stuff just started unfolding, and yeah, I ended up like getting up in my pitch count. He came and got me and stuff. And dude, it's baseball, dude. Like I was just saying, it's literally the best players in the world. Like the pitchers are just as good as the hitters, and the hitters are just as good as the pitchers. Vice versa. Someone's always
Yeah.
gonna look bad, and that's just kind of how the game goes.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now Cubs question as a whole. A lot of people were DMing me to ask you pretty much this. What is like you guys are on a little bit of what would you call it, a schneid? Well, a slide, a bad run. We're on a little bit of a bad run at the moment.
Yeah, just small skid.
Yeah, skid. That was what I was looking for.
There
A
you go.
skid. You're on a skid. What's like what's the locker room kind of like during? It's so early in the seasons too,
Yeah,
and fans freak out more than players, I believe, and always obviously. But like, what's the locker room right like? Like, it's not anyone being tight, or is it anyone like we need to fucking get going, or it's like we'll find our way, we're gonna find it soon. Like, how's the locker room kind of?
yeah, I would say like I mean we have such a good like veteran presence in our locker room, like just a good group of guys in general, and everyone's still showing up like with the same great attitude every single day. Like if anything, it's like more in like a jokingly manner. We're just like showing up with a little more edge each day, like just like bumping into one another, like you just like just trying to kind of piss each other off because like
Yeah.
We're just trying to be a little edgy, have a little more grit to us, just trying to, squeak out wins however we can. And like that's kind of fun. Like it kind of just brings good vibes, good energy to the locker room, even though you're like trying to like jab each other sometimes and whatnot. It's just that's kind of the energy that I would say that we've been having in the locker room. And it's been good. Like it's fun. Like even though like I wouldn't even like say necessarily skidding or whatever. Like it's baseball. It's still early. Like we could win like 20 in a row or something. Like it happens in baseball all the time, every season. But like I would say that's the energy in the locker room right now. Like everyone's still showing up, having fun, joking around, and we just show up each day and try to win the ball game that day.
Like you say, it's such a long season, dude. Like if you're starting to like clench your ass now, 50 games in or whatever, how many games you guys are in now, it's like you have
Yeah.
literally 100 and something more games. Like you
The
can't be
merit.
worrying about the game yesterday, like losing to the Brewers. And like honestly, it was Shota's been so good. Today was like a shock. It was almost like, wow, he's human. He can give
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
runs at one point. And it's like that's just what how baseball is gonna go. You guys were also playing really well when you were really injured as well, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
and then you're getting guys back and they're starting like I also don't think people understand when people come back from injury, it
Mhm.
takes them a little bit to get going too.
Totally. Totally.
I thought
Um,
Marty was
When
gonna
you
be
have the
like,
amount when especially when you have the amount of injuries that we had at
yeah.
the same time and like everyone's like slowly starting to like trickle their way back in. They're getting their feet back under them, starting to get back into their groove, kind of like what I was saying. Like I feel like I'm starting to get back into the groove of things. Like once it all happens for like everyone that's like coming back, like I think things are gonna really turn around. Like I think like we're gonna start playing some really good ball at like the perfect time. Like feel good about it.
The way Marty was making it sound is like, oh, you guys need to start getting injured more because you play better when you have your lineups out or have
hey,
your rotations out.
listen, my team,
Somebody take a dive.
my team, let me tell you something. Our the best pitcher in the MLB isn't even playing, and we're 20 games over 500. That's just, I have nothing to worry about. I was texting Phil. I'm like, I got two teams to worry about now. I used to have one that really pisses me off a lot. Now I got you guys. It's very exhausting for me. Just want to let you know I'm
I
exhausted.
feel like you enjoy being a Cubs fan though. Like
I
you're like it's
do.
fun for you. Like you're actually having fun doing it. Phil too. I feel like Phil's actually having fun. Like
I
he.
root for you guys once every 5 days. I check in every now and then.
Oh come
We're
on.
we're we're in a playoff race here. I'm
I
six
feel like
games out
you're.
of a
I feel
wild
like you're
card
posting
race.
stuff like hyping the Cubbies up.
Yep,
I,
he
I
is.
know how to tweet off different accounts. That's all.
No, he's texting me on the side, being like, "We need a win today." Like he's getting that. He's
I
still
love.
there.
I love it.
Yeah, listen, I'm a Justin Steele fan, but
Yeah.
the Cubs, I like them. All right, I like the Cubs. Sue me. I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm in a different league. Like Phil's in the same league as you guys, so that's a little. We can only face you when it really matters at the end. So I don't really
Yeah.
care. Um, but yeah, listen, I think that's where it's like, because that was most of the questions I was getting DM'd to ask you, just like the vibe. And as a guy who played sports, when you suck for a little bit, it's almost like you got to have some kind of fun a little bit, because then it's miserable for everybody. And then you're going to suck more.
Yeah, and I was telling I think Wesneski this last night. It's when someone's struggling or when a team is struggling or when an individual is struggling, like I like to pay attention to like how they're interacting and like talking to people and like how they go about their business when that's going on because you can really tell a lot about a person. Like when someone's shoving or when someone's hitting a home run every night, like yeah, it's easy to show up to the ballpark. It's easy to like talk to people. Like you're in a great mood, you're playing great. Like I like to pay attention and like I like to like evaluate myself like when things aren't going well for me and like just make sure I'm like still being a good teammate, like, talking to everybody because like for me that goes such a long way. And I feel like everybody on our team does a really good job of that.
Yeah, that is huge. You don't want to be a selfish person where it's like, oh, we got to stay away. We got to stay away from Justin today, because he's going to
Yeah,
go
like
attention. You
that's
don't
like the
want that.
last thing. Like even like if it doesn't go my way, like even like after the game, like I still want to be like approachable, like be able to talk and like that's just Like that kind of stuff just like goes a long way for me, and I try to like do my best with it as well.
Yeah. So I watched a little bit of you on the Express podcast with Dansby.
Yeah, how'd you like that?
I liked it. I liked it. It is so funny how different our podcasts are.
Yeah,
Like we're a baseball podcast, right? But that
yeah,
was like you guys were talking baseball. Like you were
yeah.
talking in depth. Like Hap would come in, you would say shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have the attention span to sit here the entire time and talk that much baseball with you. I want to talk ghosts. I want to talk some fun shit on this podcast as well. But I like both sides of it. It's cool to see you put on that baseball hat and really dive deep into baseball. But it's also kind of fun to see you be a human being as well instead of this baseball person. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah, and
where like it's a
I think that's like what's really cool about this. Like and like not just cool for me. Like I'm really enjoying this process, doing this every week with y'all, going on Dansby's. I'm going on the compound. I've done it a few times with them now. Like I enjoy like doing this. Like I talk sports on the regular regardless. Like if I didn't play sports, I would want to do something like this. Like I just
yeah.
thoroughly enjoy talking sports, being in this atmosphere and stuff. So I think it's just a really cool opportunity for like fans to kind of get the insights, like see what we're thinking, what we're doing, like the ins and outs, and like we're just in a like kind of a new time and era of technology, baseball, and everything, where everything is kind of you have access to everything like that, and you're starting to see it across baseball. Like guys are getting podcasts and stuff. It's like a very green area, especially in the game of baseball, and you're seeing guys start like different guys starting podcasts and whatnot, and it's just like a really cool opportunity.
And you get to hear what you're really thinking too.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes after playing a game, they're asking you the basic, how'd you feel during that start? It's like, yeah, I felt good. I don't know what to tell you. I felt good.
Yeah.
That's what you say. And that's nothing wrong with how media is after. It's just more like you feel more relaxed talking on your own podcast in your own environment, a little relaxed
Mhm.
after a game or something,
Totally. Totally.
I
But yeah,
I I will say in all my years of watching baseball, it's gotten to the point where I know like what a manager will say after a game, and what players like what questions they'll answer after a game, like before it's even asked. Like I've done the routine several times. It's like,
You
oh,
watch, hey,
gotta play better.
you watch that much baseball for real?
I can predict exactly what they'll say.
dude, he watches so much baseball, it's
See, I
ridiculous.
wouldn't watch, I don't think I would watch that much baseball if I wasn't invested into like a team like I am. Like, I think I would be more so like, I watch football like that. I watch every football
I
game.
said, well, football's easy. It gets 17 games a year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's the thing. I probably would say I probably watch 90 to 100 Yankees games.
See, that's a lot. That's a
But
lot.
like that's more like when it's like when I'm chilling at home. I just love watching baseball, but like I can't be totally into it
mhm.
every single day, every pitch. It's
Yeah.
I got other things to do sometimes,
like
you know?
there are Mets seasons where I've watched all 162, and then there's some Mets seasons where I'll watch like 140, 130 ish.
This year's gotta be 80.
This year's gonna be in the 130 range,
That's a,
or like maybe like in the low
that's a
hundreds.
lot of baseball games. That's a lot
That's
of
a lot. That's a lot. This is Justin, you don't have to say anything because this is about me and my feelings towards the Mets. I go really quick. If I hear one more thing from you weasels over there, Phil, you weasel Met fans, tell me anything about the Uncle Stevie's coming to save us. Let's pay Lindor 500 million. Where's the polar bear doing? Sorry, he did get hurt today. That sucks. But
Yeah,
I don't want to make fun of the guy getting hurt, but he did get. I don't want that. But I'm saying the guy. You have guys throwing gloves into the stands, Phil.
yeah.
He's saying that the Mets suck.
Well, no, we don't have those guys anymore. We cut them.
You cut him, poor bastard. He can't even get his glove back.
They
cut
immediately DFA'd him after the game.
That's crazy.
And
But yeah, listen, I don't want to hear anything about Uncle Stevie with all his money. Juan Soto won't touch you guys with a pole. He'll be back in New York on the right side of
he'll
New
be
York.
back in New York. He's already in fucking New York.
Yeah, the right side of New York.
Justin's like has in his face, like not want to show any emotion.
Well,
He's like, I don't want to be involved.
But that's why it's also funny to him to see like a Yankee fan, a Met fan fight. Like he doesn't get to see
like
it all.
you don't see Cubs and White Sox fans fight like this, or maybe you do. I don't know.
See, but that's what's great about this podcast. That's what's
Yes.
what's great. Like, I was on Dansby's podcast. We're like had our ball caps on. We were chopping up some ball, and then you come over here to steal the show, and you got Phil and Mush just headbutting one another.
Phil, what's the blanket on the bed?
Keith Hernandez retired number, and just flaming baseballs.
So
Dude,
you just
you're a
sleep.
beast.
You're just sleeping with Keith Hernandez every night.
Yeah,
Dude, you're a
That's-
beast.
thank you.
Fucking love Phil. To end a little bit of the baseball talk, Angel Hernandez retires. I will say, I heard a lot of people stand up for Angel Hernandez. Aaron Boone, which was crazy.
Yeah.
I actually want to say one thing. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss, like, if you know an umpire's name, he's doing something. If it's bad or good,
Yeah.
I'm watching when Angel Hernandez's name is called. And, like, as a fan, you don't get that a lot. Like, NBA, you get that. And if actually every sport, at least one, you're like, uh-oh, we're in for a long one today. But then it's also, we don't really, like, he could call a great game once, and I would be like, oh, Angel Hernandez still stinks. He probably isn't that bad, but he's probably really bad too.
Yeah, I saw something where Joe West came out and said like I guess they have like a record of like statistics for each umpire that's ever umpired the game, and he was like he's in the top 20% all time. And I was just thinking, I was like, man, like all time. First, I was like, how far back do you think they were like keeping up with this? And then I started thinking like, how many umpires do you think have been in the MLB? Because like, dude, they umpire forever.
Yeah, they don't stop
Like,
that.
we got some young guys in the league right now umpiring and stuff. Like, and I think about it, like they're gonna umpire for like 30 to 40 years.
I don't understand how this works. So
There's like
excuse
umpire
me,
school. There's like
if-
umpiring school.
That's crazy, first of all. That's actually, I do know.
Well, you
that-
want these guys to be schooled before. It's a
Nah.
huge job.
Nah,
You want them to go
Marty wants him
blind?
walking in from the rec league.
Throw him in. Throw him in
No.
from the men's league and go right to the Cubs.
No-
My
no
brother's
orientation.
actually a ref, and like he's had to go through so much, and then he had to like go forever to be like an NHL ref, so he stopped in college. But like, it's crazy how do you have the same 4 umpires just rotating when you guys are at home, or is it always
Yeah,
different?
like you have an umpire set for a series.
But the next series that you have at home will be different than those 4, probably.
Yeah, so like we have trying to remember what crew we have right now. It's like Laz Diaz, I believe. We like have that crew for this series, and like each game they just like rotate around the diamond, like taking turns at each position for like the 4 games. There's 4 of them. And then when we go home, it'll be a new set of umpires, unless by chance they
Yeah.
end up following us. And then same thing, like the new crew, they just take turns rotating each game.
You talk to any of them? You
Yeah.
try and like pick their brain a little bit, maybe get
Yeah, I
on their
mean,
good
like,
side.
in between innings when they're like doing their check or something, if there was like a pitch that was close, I'll just ask him, like I'll be like how far you got that off or something, or like do you have it down or out, and just say something like, just I'm usually nice to him. Like I'm not.
Yeah. How's the family?
Yeah,
You guys start cracking some jokes. I did that in my
I
men's
did
league
have a good. I did crack a joke this past time. He said my four seam, my slider was like taking off on the inside part of the righties, and I was like, yeah, I'm tired of giving up homers.
See, that's funny. He probably
Yeah,
called
he started laughing.
You might have got a strike the next inning.
Yeah, he started laughing.
So, I pulled up the stats. Justin, you never pitched with Angel Hernandez behind the plate, but I will point out 2 of your teammates have really good stats with them. Jameson Tyone, 9 1/3 scoreless innings with Angel Hernandez behind the dish.
Okay.
And Kyle
Phil.
Hendricks, 12 1/3 12 and a third innings of 1-run ball with Angel Hernandez behind a dish. So your teammates have had some pretty good success with Angel Hernandez.
Are
He
we-
seems
Just
like he
saying.
seems like a umpire that could favor pitchers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that he's got a bigger
Yeah.
strike zone. Um, but yeah, speaking of little Cubs action, I got an email from a team that you played for at one point, the Iowa
Yep.
Cubs, that I can take
Yes.
batting practice with them and throw out the first pitch. How do you like that?
That's something special, and it's great. I mean, I did a rehab assignment there not too long ago, and you know, I'm excited for you. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big step in your career. Like
Huge.
next thing you know, you're lacing them up, right? And you're out there playing with the boys or something.
That's
Reviving that D3 career. But yeah, dude, I'm super pumped for you. And I actually had some of the media team approach me today, and they were like, talking to me. They were like, Marty's throwing out a first pitch. I was like, yeah, he's doing it in Iowa. And they were like, oh, would you be interested in him doing something with us? I was like,
uh,
yeah, yeah, I would. It would be
show
cool.
some more fucking enthusiasm,
I
Justin.
did. I did.
I will you they want me maybe
Yeah, they
maybe
came to me.
to throw it out at Wrigley.
Yeah. I'm getting
That
it
would
lined up. I'm doing what I can here. Hey,
Justin,
doing what I can here. Anyways, and then hey, Frank the Tank tomorrow.
that's
Milwa-
big.
How's Frank the Tank in Milwaukee?
He's doing a 30 team tour. He's going to all stadiums.
Is he throwing out the first pitch like whatever stadium wants him to?
Yeah, he's trying to. Anyone that'll take him. Cubs don't take Frank before me.
There is a team in July he's going to that he's tossing out a first pitch to, but I won't spoil that.
Okay,
So-
why would you say it
Do you
then?
think Frank the Tank's gonna
But there is a
remember
team in
me?
July.
Do you think Frank the Tank remembers meeting me?
No,
But he
He's not
knows.
going.
Justin. He knows who you are, but he'll see me on the side of the street and just be like, "How are you?" and like forget who I am. And I've worked with him for 5 years, so like
He's
it's
not good with faces. He
Yeah.
knows who I am because I'm his Mets punching bag.
yeah. Liam,
He doesn't
didn't
know
we
who
put
Liam
you-
I did-
is.
Liam, we put your
No,
face in front of him, right?
I film around the office every day. I did a video we had to do for it was like behind the scenes guys for like Black Friday, and I had one where it was like showing pictures of behind the scenes guys, and I had Frank the Tank, and at the end I was like, "Do you know my name?" And I film him every day, and he looked at me and was like, "Ah, man." Like I talk to him every day. Still
He just he sees
Like,
nothing
for years,
he sees
for years. Yeah.
nothing but red. He
Yeah.
just sees like whoever he can scream to. It doesn't matter who you are, what your title is, what you look like, anything. As long as he can get a rant off about the Mets, that's all he cares about, or the NJ Transit, or anything. He just wants to
like-
freak out.
Like he knows another person on our social team, Sean. He goes, "Oh, that motherfucking Braves fan." Like that's how he knows who he is. Like
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm a colleague or friend yet. I'm close. I'm on the edge right now. Because he did ask, he asked me if I can come to Milwaukee this week for his first pitch. And I would have loved to, but I just got back from
I'm
St.
actually
Lucie.
excited to watch it tomorrow, and like I'm gonna like make sure I talk to him and
You
introduce.
have
myself.
to.
Yeah,
But
I have
wait,
to. I have to.
get
We're
all the
gonna
boys
have-
on the front step of the dugout, just everyone leaning over watching.
Yeah.
I
We
need to-
must make sure some of the guys are out there to watch. Like guys on the team know who he is.
yeah, you have to. The guy's
Yeah.
everywhere. Wait, back to me at Wrigley. I have a question for you because
Yeah.
you know Eddie, right?
Yeah.
So Eddie, he's a big Cubs fan. Like when we went to the game, you like let us onto the field. He like went and touched the ivy. It was like he was like a
It was a
kid.
big deal for him.
Big deal for him. It was a big deal for me too. Like it was so cool. But he was like, I don't know if I can have you thrown out the first pitch. I go, why? He goes, you're a pinstripe fan. I go, so I'm a Cubs guy now. So that is why I need to throw this first pitch because the Cubs fans and the Chicago fans in our office might lose their mind if I'm out there going like
Has
this.
Big Cat ever done it?
I feel like he's had to have, right?
I think he has.
Yeah, let's not give.
Well, Liam would know.
I feel like he did before. I think
Yeah,
he
he definitely had to.
I think he
It
had,
hasn't been
like,
since
back
I've
in the
been in the
day.
big
I
league.
want to say he did.
It hasn't been since I've been in the big leagues because I would know.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
it
would
was
know.
it was like when I worked with him. I want to say like 2018, 2019, like
Okay.
a while ago. I think he did though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right because that
Yeah.
Which
sounds
I
like
remember.
right
I
when.
remember internet outrage, so I do think that happened.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
want to say
imagine.
that, but yes. Yes, that's why I remember it as well.
Well, yeah, let's get the people excited for Marty Mush throwing out the first pitch at Wrigley.
Marty, so who reached out to you from the Iowa Cubs to do it?
I have his name. He's Alex Cohen.
Okay, yeah, I know him. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's great. He's the broadcaster, right?
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's so awesome.
Yeah, like they want to do like a full day with me and Eddie, like hitting in the cages and shit, like
Dude, that's
do a
awesome.
whole thing
Love
would
that.
be really cool. That's
Hey,
what that's what I'm saying.
Good for y'all. That's good shit.
This is what I'm saying, dude. I was like, I'm embracing the Cubs like it's my own team. I love if they listen, they're gonna have to take me. So enjoy me. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I got a podcast with your guy's best pitcher. So let me tell you something. I'm here. But it's awesome. I love it. Like I love like when teams also embrace it too, because
Yeah,
the Yankees are so like in a different league of like they don't need a schmo like be anywhere near them. But
yeah,
like you guys have been even just like I think the Cubs even follow Steal the Show. Like I love that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
dude, I'm having so many people like at the games, wherever we're at, like saying, love the podcast. Like it's like the first thing people are saying to me when I'm like walking out of the dugout to like watch our pitcher warm up and stuff. And like, dude, it's awesome. It's like, wow, they're listening. Like they're actually
Yeah,
listening to it.
and let me tell you something. It might be the most positive comment section I've ever seen when we posted our video of this.
Yeah.
I fucking love the Steal the Show fans. If I can do this show every day, I would love to do that because we have I'm not even kidding. We're 9 episodes in, 8. We have the best fans already. And even if it's a small amount, I don't care. It is. I fucking love them already. They're so
Yeah.
nice.
The base.
But yeah, so we do, speaking of them, we do have some voicemails.
Yeah, we have to do voicemails. I can't remember the name specifically on Twitter, but there's somebody that was starting to chirp us. They're like, "Hey, you've been mentioning the voicemails," and then like
Waiting for them to get loaded up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope we do this person's voicemail just so he's satisfied.
So there's a ton, you know. So I'm gonna play one
Yeah, just go
randomly,
through it. Just go through
and
it.
then let's just go. All right, let's start with one. Here we go. This is also me playing it from my phone, so we'll get better at this too. We'll share it sometimes.
Hey, Justin, Marty, it's Jacob Zanola. So, first off, Justin, I saw you on Monday in Milwaukee. Great job. Didn't end up as a win, but it made me wonder, what is your favorite park to pitch in that is not Wrigley Field? Because obviously you said, and many people do like pitching at Wrigley Field, but is there a certain other away park that you like, whether it's because you feel comfortable or another reason about the fans, the city, or whatever? And then second off, it's obviously been a tough stretch for the Cubs over the last few weeks. Is there anything fun or neat that you could share that a player may have done, whether it's a game or just something to switch things up to try to get the players in the right mindset and sort of keep the vibes high, I guess, because obviously with the vibes being low with all the losses, you don't want to stay like that. So is there anything that that a certain player may have done to help keep you guys positive or anything like that? Thanks, guys.
Wow,
That's a good
that was a
voicemail.
great question. So to answer like the with the like team and a skid and everything, like we're doing a great job of like when we do win, like after each win, we have a W flag that we'll like give to the player of the game. Like for instance, like Ben Brown the other night. We haven't mentioned Ben Brown looked
Unreal.
unhittable. Didn't give up a hit.
Yeah.
He looked unbelievable. So like to answer that question, like We gave him like the flag. He was player of the game. Like things like that kind of like just keep the vibes up, positive vibes up throughout the locker room. Got music going after we win, making sure like when we do win, like we celebrate it because it is, dude, it's hard to win Major League Baseball games. It's a tough league. And then what was the first part of the question?
What park do you like to throw it
Oh yeah,
at?
yeah. Dude, I love that question. I love that question. I love going to Miami, and it's the comfortability thing. We stay on the beach. It's so relaxing when you're at the hotel. You get to relax. Like the resort usually has good breakfast. You have
Oh,
breakfast on the beach if you want, by the pool, on your balcony. Like I love going there, and then like going to the field. It's like, oh, I'm literally like on vacation. Like I was just at the beach. I show up to the ballpark, play catch. I feel great already. I've been in the sun. Like I really like going to Miami. I like pitching here in Milwaukee. I like pitching. I'm trying to think where else I like pitching. Like Miami's the first one that like comes to mind, and it's like strictly because it's like a vacation in the middle
that
of the
makes sense. You
Yeah.
wake up on a beautiful beach. It's like, all right, I get to go play baseball right now. Of course I'll go.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly how I feel every day.
I actually have your stats. Last year in Miami, 6 innings, 2 runs. So good
Good
outing.
start.
Sick.
Good start.
And all time at Milwaukee, you are 34 innings of 2.36 ERA, although you're 0-1. So that's what you want. Eight games there and only one decision.
That's crazy. That's
That's
wild. I didn't
wild.
know that. Phil, you're
What?
crazy good at that. How you just
He's
like
fast. He's fast
that
on
was
the phone.
fast.
I have 3 monitors pulled up. I'm in my little office here.
No, I'm compliment. It was a compliment. Like
Yeah.
You're not that fast on Pick Central though. What? You're very
Because
fast. on this.
I'm not in my comfort zone on Pick Central.
True.
Hey,
Whereas
that's the lab.
He's in
Yeah.
the lab right now.
this is yes.
He's had several Major League Baseball players block him from that lab.
Wait, one less now though. We got Haas.
One less.
Yeah. One less.
Hosmer's a friend now.
You guys are boys.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this one's for Justin. Oh shit.
Hey Justin, big fan here. Went to the game yesterday on Wednesday the 22nd. Obviously wasn't the result we wanted. Was wondering if you considered opening up a nice little Italian restaurant with all the fucking meatballs you've been serving up recently.
Who was that? What was his name?
Let me see if he didn't give a name.
He didn't give a name. We have
No.
nothing to go off of with this guy. He did that. He probably did that by design because he was about to get an invitation onto the podcast, and we were gonna talk, chop it up, talk a little ball.
That would actually be really
Oh,
funny.
dude, I'm about that.
If we brought a troll on.
Yeah, like somebody on Twitter or something talking, be like, "Hey, why don't you just come on the pod and tell us how you feel?"
Italian restaurant. This guy had no idea what Peniel vodka was for like 20-something years.
Hey, that was a good joke, though. It was a good joke. It was
Yeah, it was a good
up
joke.
an Italian place with all the meatballs I've been serving. I like that. Good chirp. That's a good chirp. That's a good chirp. Hey, but deductive point didn't give his name. And
Yeah, you gotta give a name.
I'm not able to. I can't say anything back to him.
I know that's why Boy Smells are great.
Yeah,
you
that was great. That was great. That was a good one.
I wanna say with this one I haven't read it yet. I hope it's okay. I don't know what it's about, but he's left 5 voicemails himself.
Okay,
He's
I might know who it is.
And he also just said, "Hey guys, it's me again. I swear it's my last question." So let's see what it is. I'm not going to read his first 4. Let's see what the last one is. I love voicemails already.
Hey guys, it's me again. I swear this is my last question. I swear this is my last question, and then I'll stop with the questions for now. This is like a scenario that I'm currently in with my neighbor, and I need some advice. I have a dog. They have a dog. They're best buds. They usually hang out in my yard when they're playing. Cool, great, don't mind it at all. He poops in my yard. Again, cool, great, don't mind it. They're always outside, the neighbors are, and they
I swear they see him pooping in my yard. Yeah, I don't mind them pooping in my yard.
I know who this is.
They
You
don't
do?
scoop my dog or their dog's poop out of my yard. And it's been going on for a while. So what I did was I scooped their poop, even though I know for 100% fact that they know that he poops in our yard. And I scooped his poop and put it under one of their vehicle tires. Here's my question. Do I continue to do that? Do I approach the neighbors and confront them about it, even though I don't think they're going to do jack shit about it? Or do I up my game a little bit? Maybe I put their dog's poop in their mailbox. Maybe I put it in a paper sack and toss it on their front door and catch it on fire. Do I put it under their door handle? I don't know. What would you guys do? Help me out. I appreciate the call. You guys have a great day. Love your work. And hey, keep it up. Let's go Cubs.
Let's go Cubs after that's crazy.
I believe that is Tyler, who has his own Cubs podcast. They're Cubs on Tap. I really enjoy those guys. They're great. They're good energy group of guys over there. But yeah, I believe that was him. It sounded like him. He actually has a good segment for when the Cubbies win. He has, when it comes to scoop and poop, he has a Cubs pooper scooper player of the game that he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's awesome. His name's Tyler. But yeah, to the situation, I like to be cordial with my neighbors and not start games where I'm putting shit or poop, feces under tires but I also would be like, hey, if you're not gonna pick up your dog's poo, I'm gonna pick it up and just put it in your yard and then you're gonna pick it up. Like I'm not your personal pooper scooper.
Yeah, that's tough though. It's like your kid, right? Having a best friend. But
Yeah.
if he's pooping at your house all the time, you're gonna just clean it up. They're best friends, you can't get between them two. I don't know. It's a very tough situation. Am I gonna put it under their tires? Probably not.
A lot of it depends on like if you like this neighbor, are you cordial with them? Like, are you cool with
Yes.
them? Like, or if they're like assholes, then like, yeah, I mean, start being diabolical with them. Like, put shit under the
I mean,
tires. Like,
this sounds like a story that we might see on like the news in like 2 weeks. It's like man killed for throwing poop in someone's mailbox or something.
Shattered windshield with a pooper scooper.
Got advice from Steele the Show.
Go Cubs.
Go Cubs, guys. I'm just gonna play this one. Let's see what it is. I should probably screen these before, but who cares?
Raw dog
Quick one here for Justin. Lifelong Cubs fan. Really appreciate what you guys do. Love the Cubs. But have you guys ever seen something in the stands where you're like, that's crazy? Like, I don't know, maybe if you're pitching or if you're in the dugout and you look up, you're like, wait, that's crazy. You got y'all talking about it. So, I don't know, you probably see a lot of stuff. Don't know if you're too locked in, but just wondering. Go Cubs.
I love the Go Cubs after everything.
Do you have anything? I have something.
No, I know. I mean, yeah, I see a lot of drunk people in the stands, and I
So-
also see Frank the Tank freaking out and people trying to get him out of there. But what's yours?
When I see people fighting in the stands, like that's one thing I do not like is like when there's like
The worst.
people punching each other in the face in the stands and like people falling down the stands, the chairs and stuff. Like, dude, when you come to a baseball game, like you're supposed to be happy, you're supposed to enjoy it, have a beer, have a hot dog, be around people you love. Like you can be on your phone if you want. You got a game going on in front of you. There's amusement around. Like it's supposed to be good vibes. Have fun. Like don't fight someone. Like yeah, if you want to chirp a little bit, talk a little smack, that's fine. But like for the most part, keep it good energy. Like I don't like when people are fighting in the stands. And like anytime it happens, like obviously I like look at it and I'm just like,
Of course.
I'm like, geez, like, how do you find yourself in a spot like that? Like, I could never find myself in a situation where I'm in combat at a sporting event. Like, There's no like if I was a fan, like I would never ever put myself
Ever.
in that situation, like to where I'm even remotely close to it happening. Like if someone says something to me or like bumps into me or something, I keep it moving. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
I am the biggest pussy when it comes to that stuff. Where I'm like, I'm not going to fight anybody unless I like really had to. But like one, the people fighting at baseball games are always grown men wearing jerseys. Always. They always have a jersey on. And it's just like they're always fighting about something so stupid too. And that is insane. But that's a good question from I forget his name, but was like, because you guys are, it's 9 innings, you're locked in, but in the second inning, something happens in the stands. You guys see what happened, right? Like you
Yeah.
guys talk about that stuff, no?
Yeah, the Cubs, like we don't really have brawls at Wrigley too much. Like the Cubs faithful like preach no fighting in the bleachers and stuff, so that's like kind of a thing. And then like they do it like the Cubby fans, they do the Cup snakes, which is really cool. Um but yeah, like just stuff that like the question was like stuff that you just don't see every day. But it's like when you do see it, I would say like fights in the stands, like it's just
That's
kind
too
of say,
much.
hey, I'm out on it. I'm out on it. I'm just
Yeah.
not confrontational, like
Mhm.
especially when I'm like trying to do something I'm supposed to be enjoying. Like I'm just not gonna give it the time of day.
How many
Uh,
times have you had guys run on the field? Like,
In
Have
a
you
in
had
a
any?
game
Yeah.
that I was in,
yeah. Has it
probably
happened to you?
two or three. I mean, not to me, but I've like been on the field when it's gone down.
Hmm.
I'll
Like
fucking
there's just
tackle a
like
guy
a
for you.
bunch of people just chit chatting, and then like we separate.
Because the broadcast never shows when the guy gets tackled. So
Yeah.
All right, let's end the show. Keep sending voicemails, because there's a lot. We can't go through all of them, but keep sending. We will now, no matter what, play them at the end of the show. Um, Make sure they're good too, because those were good. Those were all
Those were
pretty
good.
good. Like,
Those were
don't
good.
try and be.
Tyler's was good. Tyler's was
Yeah, this was great. Like, don't try and be mean. Just be mean if you want. You can. I don't give a fuck. But just say like, just do anything genuine. Try and be genuine.
or if you are
And
mean,
you'll
just say your name, your address, your
yes,
government, your
and you
social.
can come on the show, and we get to berate you as
that
well.
guy. If that guy would have gave me his address, I would have sent him some sloppy meatballs.
That'd be so funny, dude. We're gonna end the show. So we're basically gonna try and end the show doing a ranking. Every show we do, a ranking of something. Okay. First of all, do you think it should be always five, Phil, or three?
Oh, what do you think?
Well, that's why
Yeah,
I asked you, Phil.
well, okay. How about this? When it's us three, I think we should stick with three. When it's just you two, it's probably better off at five.
Phil, by the way, I've been having a lot of people say they love you being a part of the show.
That's awesome.
My mom's a fan.
I love that. Hey, Phil, and shout out Phil, and also shout out Liam. Liam
Yeah,
helps us out
Liam,
a
thank you so
ton
much for everything you're doing, brother.
producing with for us, and they both don't have to be doing this, to be completely honest, and they're helping us out. So
Yeah, I
shout out
truly
to them
appreciate
for
it.
always helping us. Um, but yeah, so let's do it. So this one we'll do. What's it? What are we doing today, Phil?
Video game draft.
Video
So
game draft.
top three, we'll draft our top three video games. We'll do one per franchise. For example, if Justin were to take Black Ops 2, I can't say like Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty 4. It's just one Call of Duty in there.
Okay, I want to preface this. I don't play video games. I haven't since I was a kid, but I'm going to be truthful about my favorite ones.
Yeah, and
I,
this is
I'm not
like
going to pander.
yeah, and this is like our list. Like it's not
Yeah.
like what we think the world's is, like
Yes, no
popular.
pandering.
It's like what we enjoyed the most.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone like, yeah, that I'm.
Want me to pick an order?
Yeah, yeah. You pick order.
All right. Who's on my screen first? Number 1 through 3. Phil.
So I had the first pick.
No,
No,
you
no,
pick
no,
one
no,
through
no, no.
three.
Pick a
You
number
idiot.
1 through 3.
One.
Nope. Marty.
Three.
Yep. All right.
All right,
Now,
I want to go. I want to go second.
Okay. Now Steele. 1 through 2.
Two.
Yep. All right. So you get to
I'm
pick
going
either one of the
first.
three.
I'm going first.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right,
So
and it's
Steele,
we're
Marty, Phil.
all right. We're gonna snake too. So it goes Justin, me, Phil, then Phil, me, Justin.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're doing just three.
Yeah, just three.
I feel like you can only name three.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're
I'm
ready.
so happy that we're doing three.
My first one is it's Modern Warfare 2, the Call of Duty series. The first Call of Duty where you can call in a nuke, 25 kills. I want to say I had like 300 career nukes. Like I kept up with like how many nukes I called in. It was like the epitome of like video gaming for me. Like I had like 45 days logged on. Like I would come home
Oh yeah.
I would come home straight from school and hop on that game and play all night until my mom was like making me get off the game. And that was kind of like when I fell in love with video games. And like not just like we said we can't like one of y'all can't name a Call of Duty game now. Like I just want to say like the Call of Duty series in general, like Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 2, like but I can literally make a top 10 list of like all the Call of Duty games because I've played all of them.
So
It's elite. It's elite. No
Yeah.
matter what. I don't even play video games. In school, I had to get it because if you didn't, you wouldn't have friends.
you were a
Because
loser.
yeah, you were a loser. All your friends would be like, "What's your KD? How many hours you play?" Like I'm sitting there in school, like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I'm like, all right, I sucked at it, but as long as you could chill with the boys, like on Xbox Live, just talking shit for
Yeah, it's
8
the
hours a
best.
night.
Ah, it's the best.
You're eating fucking Cheetos and
Oh.
Arizona iced teas, just going like this with your controller. It was the best.
Someone needs to start a podcast where they're doing is like recording like in-game like party chat conversation.
Yes.
And
I
like
mean,
just
it's
post,
basically streaming now, right?
yeah, and just post the clips from it. Like that's like good shit.
Yeah.
So
But
wait,
seriously,
just
what'd you say, Phil?
I was just were you an Xbox or PS3?
I've always been a PlayStation guy.
Okay, I was always Xbox guy because you said like you had a bunch of nukes on Xbox. What me and my friends would do, we would have our nuke count in like our Xbox bio.
Yeah,
It's like
same
to
thing.
flex
I did the
people.
same
So
thing.
the
That's how I
PS3
knew.
thing too.
That's how I knew. I had like over 300 nukes.
You would put in your bio to reach nuke, like up nuke count 24 or something.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking nerds.
Dude, I also had a nuke that I called in a nuke in like 45 seconds. Like it was like less than a minute. I had like 25 kills. Like shoot a noob tube across the map. Like
Oh, noob tubes were the best.
oh, it was the best.
And Call of Duty is also zombies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not Modern Warfare 2. It's like
But playing zombies
World
with
at War.
the boys is the best too.
Oh.
Like that shit was awesome.
the nights of like
Um,
staying up to like 3 a.m. on like Doris or like any other
Yeah,
map.
and your mom yelling at you, being like, "What are you even doing on that thing?"
And it's like that's
Best.
Black Ops 6 is having like zombie reveals too, which just looks insane. So I can't wait for that in November.
We
All
got a game,
right.
by the way. Phil, we got a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll fucking you see. Look, this you're gonna. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have to get an Xbox now.
Yeah, you got to get a console.
I will. I mean, I stream from here from fucking gambling stuff. I could do that. All right. We're being truthful, no?
Yes.
All right. Because if I wasn't truthful right now, I would say like I really do like I don't know, I'm not gonna say it because you guys might steal it, or you might steal it, so I'm not gonna say it.
Just
But
say it.
I want you to know this pick is gonna be bad. And I don't even know if you guys know what it is. I don't even know. I just the only game I was good at with my friends when we played it. And I'm gonna say it. Rainbow Six. You ever play?
Oh, what do you mean? Of course we know.
Oh,
that
it's
is.
good. It's good.
a great
game.
Oh,
What are
all
you
right.
talking about?
All right, good. I
That's
didn't
a
know.
great video game. That's like a great like
Yeah, it's still played
they've
today.
had a like bunch of different games that have been successful. A ton of people play that. A bunch of people stream it. Like, dude, that's like a
All right.
popular game.
All right, good pick, Martin.
It's a
Good
great pick. That's a great pick.
that was the only shooting game that I was good at. I could never play. Like Call of Duty was always all right.
It's
That
Tom
game I
Clancy, right?
loved.
That's the
Yeah,
Tom
Tom
Clancy
Clancy.
series.
I loved that game. So yeah, I'm going Rainbow Six.
So Marty, you just gave me a layup. I'm just taking GTA 5 just
Oh.
easily. Like
That's a great one. They see that's what that
Right.
was that was the one I was talking about before. Like that
This is a
that
great
would
one.
be my
That
two.
is a great one.
But GTA is the best. Did you guys ever play, like, obviously you would like do all the illegal shit in GTA, but did you ever like play by the rules, like stop at red lights and shit?
yeah, when I was bored.
I would, yeah, I would for like 60 seconds, and then I would just veer off and like,
That's what I
start
was
running
gonna
people
say.
over on the street.
I would do the same thing, like, oh, let's stop at a red light. All right, I just rammed over this old lady.
Have you guys ever seen those accounts of the guys who are like cops for
Yes,
for
yes,
it is the
Yeah,
funniest thing
I'll
I've
sit
like
there and
ever
like actually
seen.
watch it. I'll sit there and
Yes.
actually watch it.
yes.
Those are like the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I
like
like
somebody will
those
come
ones.
speeding by, like, breaker, we got to run her.
Yeah. Yes. Those
But
guys are
bro, when you get the 5 stars of cops coming after you, oh,
sweating,
man,
start
there's
sweating.
nothing better than that.
All right,
I mean,
snake draft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
standard,
Phil's
sorry.
up again.
I was gonna say like GTA 5 has been on like 3 different consoles. Like we're getting GTA 6 next year, hopefully. It's like I just have to take GTA 5 just because games have been around forever and it still holds up.
Yep.
Pick number 2. I was a Pokemon kid, so I'll go with my favorite Pokemon. Pokemon Emerald. You're gonna call me a nerd, aren't you, Marty?
Pokemon
So,
series, that's a legendary series. Like,
Yeah.
you can't.
I only played. I'm not gonna call you a nerd. I would call you a nerd if you played Yu-Gi-Oh, because that is one
Yeah,
I never understood and I never got that. But Pokemon on the Game Boy was like the
Oh.
best.
Best.
That I loved. Like I was, of course, everyone loved Pokemon, especially when we were kids.
I was gonna say like you were a loser if you didn't have like a Pokemon like middle
I-
school or like
I
elementary
had
school.
the cards. I had the cards and shit. Yeah, of course. So I'm up. I'm going Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. And it's Mario. It's not Mario. If anyone,
Mario.
it's not Mario. It's Mario. You say Mario. I knew you were gonna say Mario.
I said actually wait.
What do you
I have
say,
a picture?
Phil?
1 minute. I have a picture. 1 minute.
Picture of what?
Picture of Mario.
That room, man, is just.
Dude, I love
He
that
still
room.
has the SpongeBob lamp.
If I wasn't a
Um,
baseball player, my room would look like that.
Or if you didn't have a wife. I love that Phil, you still got your SpongeBob lamp?
That's me with the voice of Mario.
That's incredible.
That's fantastic, Phil. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you got up for that too.
I was like looking around for it because I was like when Super Sluggers first dropped, I was like in what 8th grade, I think. So like 20. I was like maybe like 12.
Justin,
Struggling.
you're up. You go 2 in a row now.
I'm struggling. There's a lot of games that are coming to mind. It just seems like this is the appropriate pick. It's probably one of the bigger games, especially of this generation, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Everyone played it. Everyone spent probably at least a day logged on there. I spent a lot more than that, especially in the early days, man. You couldn't beat hopping on Fort with your boys and playing. Like in the early stages of that game when it was like simple and innocent, dude. Now I can't keep up now when I get on. It's like
Oh, the kids are too
everyone's
nerdy.
so advanced, everyone's so good. There's cars flying and there's all kinds of stuff going on now. But Fortnite's my number 2.
I can't even play builds when I load up anymore just because I know I'm gonna be in a lobby with some sweaty 14-year-old that's just like on his keyboard doing like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like I mean you have called like my
Is it my pick again? Is
It's
it
your
my
pick
you're up
again.
again.
Yeah. I mean you done it. You literally went from Call of Duty to Fortnite. Like it's hard to really top that.
My next one, this is personal. It's like a game that I thoroughly enjoy playing, Rocket League. It's also
Oh my no, we had to do Rocket League one of these nights. I'm a Rocket League like wizard.
Are you?
I literally would post my goals on Twitter. Like Like I'm really good at Rocket League.
I'm pretty good. I'm like what's the divisions? It goes diamond, platinum. Like I'm pretty consistently in platinum. I believe that's the one that's higher. And I've
Mhm.
gotten into the one above that a handful of times.
I have no idea what the fuck.
It's
you
car
guys saying.
soccer,
I've heard of
Marty.
it. I've heard of it. I
Hey,
never played.
picture Hot Wheels, but you're playing soccer.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
car soccer.
All right. All right. I'm up next. I'm gonna throw a absolute curveball, and you're not gonna even know what it is because this I I'm
You
gonna-
just said we weren't gonna know what Rainbow Six was, dude.
Nah,
Yeah.
this one's ridiculous. And I'm only saying it because I literally beat the game in high school and I loved it. But if I was like Madden and I played sports games. NHL, I'm like the best NHL player there is, honestly. I used to
I'm in NHL.
NHL.
Okay. We
Um,
know
uh,
what NHL is.
No, I'm not picking
That's
it
not
though.
his
I'm not
pick.
picking it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm not picking. We know what NHL is.
We know that sport hockey is a video game, Marty.
Badger was like, yeah, you don't know this thing called hockey.
There's a guy named Connor Bedard. He plays in your city.
Yeah, no, listen, I was fantastic at it, but this was a computer game. Bubble Trouble. Yeah, heard of Bubble
Okay,
Trouble?
I don't think I've heard of this.
I don't think I don't. You got me. I don't know what that is.
Yep, Bubble Trouble. I was fucking elite at it. Elite. You guys, Phil, you never heard of Bubble Trouble?
This is like an old this is like one of those games you'd play in like library. Like,
Yes, that's exactly what you would do.
you basically use
Justin?
like coolmathgames.com or something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, addictinggames.com.
Addictinggames.com, of course. That was it
World's
was
hardest
my
game.
shit. I was first of all, I was number one in MLB The Show at one point. I beat the number one guy. I know it. I had Alex Rodriguez had a walk-off home run against him. He lost it against me. And then NHL is incredible. I was all sports games, everything. I would never really play anything else. But Bubble Trouble's my number 3 pick.
I love that. I love that it was truthful.
That's truthful. No, everyone's gonna be like, this list is awful, but I can't wait. Finish this off, Phil. And then I
mean,
have
literally,
one more thing that I actually forgot to bring up.
I beat it the other night for like the 500th time in my life. Sonic Adventure 2. Like that's my favorite.
Sonic's
One of my
legend.
favorite games ever. It's literally my therapy game.
You
I
played
have
it. You beat it last night.
Yeah, it's like a 5-hour like thing, but like,
It's a long time.
well, I've beaten like 3 hours sometimes.
I have an honorable mention, and it's just because like this was like it was a video game I played when I was young, and it was before I had like internet, was like online gaming and stuff. And like I would do the story mode like all the time, over and over, and I just like love the game. Phil, you might know this. Mush, I don't think you will. Sly Cooper.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it makes me so happy
PS2.
that you know what that is.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. Is that the Fox?
Yeah.
Is it a raccoon? Fox or raccoon?
I'm sorry.
It has a tail.
I'm thinking of Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot's not a fox, it's a bandicoot.
Is Bandicoot a real thing?
Yes. I mean, Crash is also like one of my favorite series too.
Wait a second. Bandicoots are not real.
That's literally what Crash Bandicoot is, a bandicoot.
Is it a real animal, Phil?
Yeah, I'll Google it right now.
Google it now.
Bandicoot, a real animal. Often confused with rodents, bandicoots are small, omnivorous marsupials. Yes, bandicoots are real animals.
Damn, real marsupial ass.
Hey, Sly Cooper, though. Phil, I'm glad you knew what that was.
I was gonna say Spyro. I played a bunch of too. That's like an honorable mention. I
Phil,
know that both those.
Phil, we're a
series are
lot more
remastered.
alike than we thought we
Yeah,
were
it's,
going to.
the only difference
Yeah.
is like you throw left-handed and I throw right-handed.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
that's
the only
exact. It's the only.
If you were right-handed, you would have just been a streamer.
Yeah, I would have a bedroom just like that.
There's a world where if I throw 92 left-handed, I'm in the big leagues.
What'd you say? Did you say 92?
Yeah, I've seen some 95.
Somebody's been throwing 94, 95 pretty
Yeah.
consistently. Why are you throwing so hard? Why are you throwing 3 miles an hour harder this year? Well, this guy Meek Phil one time told me that I was throwing 92.
Said I threw 90.
He might have said 89.
Yeah.
Two things. One, I just sent this to the group. Someone asked me this question. Why is Cody grabbing Suzuki's junk after you guys won the other night?
Oh,
Belly is fucking handful of nut of
Just a
Suzuki.
handful. Cojones.
I mean, geez.
I love
That's hilarious. That's just good
that's-
baseball camaraderie right there.
That's a team that likes each other. You know, that's a team that
likes each other.
knows. Yes, that means the team, even though they're on a little bit of a skid, things are going to be all right.
Yeah.
That's any Cubs fan that wants to say anything about how the Cubs are playing right now. I'll just reply with this: you think this team is going to be bad? They grab each other's nuts after they win. Come on.
Very loose and tight at the same time.
To end the show, real quick, you believe in ghosts or no?
Yeah, I believe in ghosts. I believe in all that kind of jazz, spirits, afterlife, people lingering around, like if somebody died somewhere, like can kind of have some vibes there. Like we're in a hotel, we're in the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee right now. There's been a lot of reportings, sightings, ghost play, like MLB players said they've seen stuff. We've had trainers on our team that have been sleeping with the lights on because they don't feel comfortable. This same trainer told me, he goes, I don't believe in ghosts, but like I don't like them. And I was like, that sounds like you believe in ghosts. Like that's like kind of what it is. Like
and he's sleeping with the lights on.
Yeah, you sleep with the lights on. I was like, if you didn't believe in ghosts, you wouldn't even think about turning the lights on. Like,
bro, I respect ghosts so much that I try not to think about them too much. Because I don't want to fuck with them. I know they're real. You can't tell me anything else.
Here's my kind of take on it. I think there's like a certain frequency or like something that like you got to be on or they have to be on to like be communicating with you. There's like something to it. And I think like different people like kind of flow with like different frequencies in their body or whatever. And they're able, like, I think them people are the ones that like are able to see sightings or like whatever consciousness, whatever. I think there's a lot to all of that. That's a whole different kind of podcast. But like,
I'll just tell you one thing. One of my friends passed away a while ago, and we were all in his room after the funeral and everything, just like kind of reminiscing, after like a funeral. All of a sudden, no one touches anything. TV turns on to his favorite show. He's just in there, fucking with us. That's a real thing. That is that was the day I said.
Chills.
I know. That was the day I said, you know what? Ghosts they're all here. They are lingering around, still seeing what's going on, hanging out. That was the craziest thing that's ever happened.
I like to think, and like, I don't know what happens when you die, but I like to think when whatever happens when you do pass away, I'm not telling anybody anything, but like, I would hope that you're able to come back and like be around the people you love, see what they're doing, like how they're doing, like be with them. Like that's kind of like the beauty of it, like of life.
I would love to
I really hope that is the case. I hope that is the case. Like I want to be around for like, I want to see like my great grandkids and like just watching them play ball like as a ghost on the other side of the fence. Like that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like just chilling as a ghost would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to see Phil.
Obviously I want to be in heaven, but like it'd be cool to just like come back down to see how the great grandkids doing. Hey, how you doing, bud?
You get some like recess time from heaven, it's like, all right, let's go down for a little bit.
I was gonna say, like, since I've like been little, it's been in my room since I was like 4 years old. My closet door will like creak open in the middle of the night. And when I told my mom about it when I was younger, it's like, oh, that's your Uncle Joe that died in like the 60s. So for my whole life, I'm like, oh, my Uncle Joe that I never met is just haunting me.
That's the creepiest thing to tell your 4-year-old son. Yeah, Uncle Joe from the 60s in your closet. It's the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
Crazy y'all had that house in the 60s.
Can't explain
Oh,
it.
shit. That fucking, I love that room so much. But hey, look, you come to steal the show. People are telling Justin to get Italian restaurants. We got him shoving, throwing 7 innings, no runs. Talking about Cubs, like real life, the MLB team Cubs nonsense happening in the dugouts, and then some ghosts and some video games. We cover it all, fellas.
Yeah.
We've been going for like a long time too. This is a great episode.
Yeah.
Great episode. We're getting good at this.
I love it. I love it. It makes me like I'll be honest. I traveled from a different country today, 5 hour, 6 hour flight, and I was excited to record this. Like I was
And-
still like, I can't fucking wait. And I've been doing this for a while now. I haven't got excited many podcasts sometimes, so it's nice.
Makes me feel
It's
good. That makes me feel good. I get it. I get excited to record as well.
yeah,
And
it's
you-
good. And that's where also it matters, though, honestly, where everyone's excited.
And Marty have to better records from Alaska next week, which is a different discussion. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. Fucking stupid fuck on the bottom sent me to Alaska. I can't believe I'm going to Alaska basically because of you. Literally,
Splinter, you got a splinter too.
Oh yes, I did
Oh,
get a
yeah.
splinter. We'll go about that.
Not
next
because of
podcast.
Justin, but you got a splinter.
Real
Well, maybe
fast
because
though.
of Justin.
Actually, yeah. So next week we're gonna have to record like this again when I'm in Alaska. But I am. You know who Pat Fryermuth, the tight end.
Yeah.
I'm facing him 1v1 in routes in Pittsburgh on Monday.
Dude, I love that.
You know how I did
I'm a big fan
MLB?
of his. I'm a big fan of his.
I'm a huge fan of his too. So I did MLB, and now I'm doing NFL, then NBA, then NHL. So we'll see how NFL goes. NFL's gonna be tough.
Yeah. I'm a big
Marty's
fan
on
of
the-
Pat.
Marty's on the rise, man.
I'm a big fan of Pat Fryermuth, although I did drop in fantasy like in week 9 this past
Well,
year.
that's
I'm
not
a big
his
fan
fault.
still.
That's not his
Well,
fault.
his quarterback wasn't giving him the ball when I
He's gonna
wanted
have a good
to.
year this year. He's gonna have a good year
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, he's gonna be a great year. Him and Russ.
Hey, since we're talking football, boys, I've already started talking fantasy a little bit in the locker room. Hey, I'm kind of excited. Like I'm a Saints fan, but I'm kind of excited to have a few pieces of that Falcons offense when it comes to fantasy. That's a enticing team over there. They got some.
We need to
Kirk
do a
Cousins
fantasy.
over there now.
We gotta do a fantasy league.
Yes, we have to.
100% have to. But yeah, no, I can't wait. Listen, we got so many good things coming up. Hopefully I'll be in Chicago in 2 weeks for the dozen championship, the playoff. It's the trivia league. And hopefully we can get maybe Dansby or Hap or anybody on the show. We got a lot. We want to do this live show. We want to do a live show bad. So keep subscribing, keep liking, interact with our post, whatever it takes. It's kind of on you guys, to be honest. It's on you guys if you want to do a show. And I'd love to drink with you, do whatever. So
I would too.
subscribe.
I'd love that.
That'd be a great night. A great night. Anything else, fellas?
No, that's it. Just subscribe.
Yeah, just to kind of tag along what you were saying, like it'd be sick to, have some like true supporters of the show, guys that are like true fans, like have like me, you, Phil, like go to like Murphy's Bleachers or something somewhere around Wrigley, like after the game, record an episode, people can watch, interact live,
Even the Barstool Bar. Easy.
Yeah, or the Barstool Bar, yeah, whatever, like anything like that, like I'm so in on that kind of stuff.
Bro, I don't care if there's 9 people there. I just want to like the people that listen to the show, especially because listen, we just started.
Yeah.
Everyone has a podcast these days. It's very hard to find the person that you're good with on the podcast that you guys get along and have like the same like kind of views for the podcast where it wants to go, and then to get listeners to actually want to wake up every Wednesday and listen. It's awesome. It feels good. I'm enjoying it. I hope the fans are enjoying it. Also, tell us if you want us to do anything. If we're missing anything, DM me questions, call in, whatever
totally
it is.
open for suggestions. Like
Yes.
I'm an open book, open to doing anything.
But yeah, next week we're gonna try and continue to get this out every Wednesday, so you guys always have an episode. But yeah, that's the show. I will probably see you next time in Alaska. So fuck me. See you.